Hi guys and welcome to Capturka Prod when polygons meet desire. My name is Hikko and today I'll show you 3 different approaches to create a spoke motorcycle wheel in 3D. First, we'll create the wheel rim using a reference image. You can find the website where I got the reference in the description. The wheel size is 17 by 3 inches or 42 by 8 centimeters. I've already imported the image and adjusted it to the correct size. Let's create a circle with 64 vertices and start extruding the geometry. Don't forget to add a mirror modifier. Now let's create the wheel hub. This part is quite simple. The main thing is to decide of the shape of the area where the brake disc will be attached. In our example it's just a circle. The spoke mounting points should be at the same level as the rim section where the spokes will connect. The hub will be 5 inches or 12 centimeters wide. The basic geometry is ready. Now it's time to create and position the spokes. We'll start with a single vertex. Extrude the shape from it and cover it into a curve. Then we can adjust its thickness and position. Create the inner spoke in the same way. Convert the spokes back into meshes. Now we can start creating the spoke mounts of the rim. First for one spoke and then for the second one. You can duplicate the spokes beforehand, so you have a backup in case something goes wrong. I create one spoke nipple, then simply copy the geometry and place it on the second spoke. You can also adjust the length of the spokes if necessary. Now create the lower spoke mounts. Let's make a few final adjustments to the spokes. Later we won't be able to edit them this easily, and we may have to adjust every spoke separately. Now for the most interesting part. We'll use the spin tool to create the remaining spokes. Set the angle to the 324 degrees, the number of steps to 9, and enable the option to create duplicates. Then repeat the same process for the other spoke. If you don't like how the spokes sit on the rim, you can move them slightly or adjust the shape of the rim itself. Now we only need to duplicate the spokes using the mirror modifier and rotate them to the required angle. Yeah, this version doesn't match the reference perfectly because the spokes on the other side follow a different pattern. To reproduce it accurately, we would have to create two additional spoke variation. However, our method is much faster and the difference will hardly be noticeable. All that remains is to finish the smaller details of the wheel. Create the brake disc mount, add bevels to the edges, and then the model will be ready for texturing. In the next two examples, I'll show you how to create wheels with 60 and 80 spokes. Let's start with 60 spokes. This version is quite simple because there is enough space for the additional spokes. We only need to position them correctly. I selected two spokes and adjusted them to the correct angles. Then I create duplicates around the wheel using the same method as before. After creating the duplicates, rotate them by a few degrees to get the final spoke pattern. To create a wheel with 80 spokes, we need to increase the diameter of the lower mounting section. The spokes will be arranged in 2 rows, so the outer spokes will also need to be shortened. Now create the duplicates using the mirror modifier and rotate them to the required angle. Our wheels are ready. For a smoother result, you can add a subdivision surface modifier and a bevel modifier with the value set to weight. I hope this tutorial helped you understand how to create basic spoked wheels. Thank you for watching and see you next time!